Democrats and the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
Welcome back to AllStarBuzz. Thank you for joining us, and let's begin. Talk about a bombshell. The daytime TV world just got hit with one of its wildest scandals yet, and this one is straight up explosive. Joy Behar, the longtime co-host of The View, is out. Gone. Finished. After a whirlwind of backlash, legal drama, and social media chaos, she's officially off the panel. But what could possibly force out one of the boldest, most unfiltered voices in daytime television? Get ready, because this story is loaded with controversy, irony, and a whole lot of finger-pointing.
Speaking of Donald Trump, I was stunned and amazed by his new White House spokeswoman today. She's actually the youngest ever in that job.
Let's break it down, step by step, because this saga is pure entertainment gold. It all started during a recent episode of The View, a show that practically thrives on heated debates. But this time, Joy took it too far. While discussing Karoline Leavitt, the newly appointed White House press secretary under Donald Trump's administration, Bahar made a comment that left the entire studio in stunned silence. She straight up suggested that Leavitt only got the job because of her looks. Yeah, she really went there. That's not just throwing shade. That's a full-on scandal.
Karoline Leavitt, she's just 27 years old. But boy, was she giving it to the Trump haters in her first White House briefing.
Now, here's the kicker. Leavitt, at just 27, is the youngest person ever to hold the role of White House press secretary. And regardless of opinions, her resume is stacked. She's worked as a communications director for major Republican campaigns, and even had a role in Trump's first administration. But instead of talking about her qualifications, Bahar reduced her to nothing more than her appearance. And the reaction? Absolute chaos. The backlash was immediate. Audience members gasped, social media exploded, and even Bahar's co-hosts looked like they wanted to disappear from their seats. Alyssa Farah Griffin, who knows a thing or two about working under Trump, didn't waste a second before firing back. She snapped, it wasn't her first job, it was just her first press briefing. And if you thought the tension in the studio was thick, just wait until you hear what went down online.
She said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
Social media erupted from all political sides. People weren't just mad, they were calling out the hypocrisy in full force. Bahar has spent years championing feminism and women's empowerment, but now she was the one tearing another woman down. One user didn't hold back, posting, "If a Republican said anything remotely like that, they'd be crucified." Another chimed in with,
Without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table.
Joy Behar just proved once again that The View only supports women who think like them. And trust me, it didn't stop there. Karoline Leavitt?
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
Oh, she wasn't about to let this slide. Instead of just clapping back with a simple statement, she went for the jugular. She hit Bahar with a lawsuit. Yep, defamation and character assassination. According to the legal docs, Bahar's comments weren't just false. They were malicious, aimed at discrediting Leavitt in the public eye. And this lawsuit, it didn't just shake Bahar. It sent shockwaves through ABC, the powerhouse network behind The View. Behind the scenes, it was total mayhem. ABC execs were scrambling. Should they issue a public apology, suspend Bahar, or go full nuclear and cut ties completely?
No, it's not. So first of all, and I have had my objections to the job that Karine Jean-Pierre did, but she worked in politics for 21 years, 5 presidential campaigns, and worked in 2 administrations.
Even inside The View's own team, things were getting messy. Some staffers rushed to defend Bahar, while others, they quietly admitted this wasn't looking good. Bahar has faced controversy before, but this time, the stakes were sky high. With a lawsuit and a PR nightmare on their hands, ABC was backed into a very tight corner. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any hotter, boom! Reports started swirling that ABC execs had been in full-blown crisis mode for days before Bahar's official departure.
Karoline Leavitt is the press secretary at the White House, doing a great job. Such a great job that the ladies of The View feel the green monster coming upon them.
Inside sources spilled that top executives were panicking, scrambling to contain the fallout. The biggest fear? That this lawsuit wasn't just a one-off problem. It could snowball into a massive reputational disaster for the entire network.
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt was picked for the role.
Now, The View has always been a lightning rod for controversy, but this time, the stakes were way higher. The legal implications had executives walking on eggshells, torn between loyalty to Bahar and the overwhelming pressure from the outside world. And the chaos? It wasn't just at the top. The View's staff was deeply divided. On one side, you had Bahar's die-hard supporters, insisting that, yeah, maybe her comment was out of line, but the backlash was way over the top. On the other side, staffers who felt she had crossed the line. Big time.
Dang, Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
After all, how could she claim to uplift women while tearing down another's accomplishments? And the whispers? They were everywhere. One anonymous staffer reportedly spilled to an outlet, "This isn't the first time Joy has put us in hot water, but this time, it feels like there's no way to recover."
But even factoring in that she's a nice-looking lady, I love that the Liv's attacks on conservatives right now are that we're hot and cool.
The tension was palpable, and it didn't stop there. Some even speculated that other co-hosts could also get caught up in the fallout. Meanwhile, legal experts across the media jumped in to dissect the lawsuit. Could Bahar's words actually be classified as defamation? Some said Leavitt had a strong case, especially since Bahar's comments were so direct and personal. Others argued that proving malice, a key requirement in defamation cases against public figures, would be an uphill battle. But one thing was crystal clear. This legal fight was going to get ugly. And ABC? They were right in the middle of the storm. Meanwhile, Karoline Leavitt? Oh, she wasn't backing down. Not even a little. In an exclusive sit-down with a conservative media outlet, she fired back at Bahar's comments, calling them not just sexist, but racist and deeply unprofessional. And she wasn't just defending herself, she came prepared. Leavitt laid out her full resume, rattling off her credentials to prove, once and for all, that her appointment as press secretary was earned, not handed to her because of her looks. This only fueled her supporters even more, with many praising her for standing tall in the face of what they called a baseless attack. Then came the bombshell that no one saw coming. ABC officially confirmed that Joy Behar was out. Just days after Leavitt's lawsuit was filed, the network dropped the announcement, sparking major speculation that this wasn't a voluntary exit. ABC's statement? Vague at best. It claimed Bahar had decided to step away and wished her well, but behind the scenes, insiders insist she was pushed out to protect the future of The View. Let's be real, this show has survived controversy before, but this might have been too much even for ABC to handle. And the public reaction? All over the place. Some people cheered Bahar's exit, saying it was long overdue. One commenter didn't hold back, writing, "Maybe they need to cancel ABC Network altogether. That would fix all their problems." Another added, "I can't understand why this show is still on air, or why it even existed in the first place." But not everyone was celebrating. Longtime fans of The View were furious, calling this a politically driven takedown. To them, Bahar's departure wasn't about accountability. It was about ABC caving to outside pressure. And conservative voices? Oh, they were loving every second of it. To them, this was a huge win, a rare moment where they felt the so-called mainstream media was actually being held accountable. Oh, the irony of it all. Joy Behar has spent years positioning herself as a champion of women's rights and empowerment. She's always been quick to call out anyone who dares make dismissive comments about women, but in one single moment, she managed to completely undermine everything she claimed to stand for. This hypocrisy, it hasn't gone unnoticed. Many people were quick to point out that the very remark Bahar made about Karoline Leavitt was the exact thing she spent her career railing against. She called out women for being reduced to their looks, and yet, here she was, doing exactly that to another woman. The backlash? Massive! And rightfully so. So, what does this mean for The View? Well, the show now finds itself at a huge crossroads. Joy Behar was one of its defining voices. Love her or hate her, she was a central figure on that panel. And now that she's gone, that leaves a massive void. ABC is going to have to think long and hard about who, if anyone, can step in to fill her shoes. Will they go for another outspoken liberal voice to keep the dynamic alive? Or will they try something new and balance the panel out with a more conservative perspective? Either way, it's clear that the show is facing an uphill battle ahead, as regaining public trust and credibility is going to take some serious work. And as for Joy Behar herself, her future is pretty uncertain right now. Will she try to fight back against the lawsuit and clear her name? Will she make some sort of public comeback? Or will she quietly fade into the background, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most polarizing figures in daytime television history? Then there's Karoline Leavitt. Her decision to sue Bahar has definitely raised her profile and thrust her into the center of a media circus. Now the question is, will this legal battle help her cause? Will it give her the platform she wants? Or will it all backfire in ways she never saw coming? It's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out. But here's the bottom line. One thing's for sure, this drama is far from over. The fallout from Bahar's exit and the ongoing lawsuit will likely dominate headlines for weeks, if not months. With public trust in mainstream media already at an all-time low, this controversy might just be the tipping point for The View. Will The View ever recover from this? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of the most iconic talk shows in television history? What do you think? Was ABC right to let Joy Behar go? Or did they unfairly push her out? And can The View possibly survive without one of its most infamous and outspoken hosts? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And make sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest on this explosive scandal. This story is just getting started, so you won't want to miss the wild twists, turns, and jaw-dropping revelations that are sure to come. Stay tuned, because the drama is far from over. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to this channel. More videos are coming out soon. See you on the next one.